All right, let's go ahead and get into it because today is about something people love to argue about.
Yes. The question is, are you being too picky in dating or are you finally being selective by design?
Right. Because depending on who you ask, intentional or I'm doing premium level avoiding, aka you're single for a reason.
Okay. And honestly, this comes up a lot in my work as a therapist and a coach. People are trying to figure out, am I protecting my peace or am I blocking my blessing? Sometimes we can be so picky that we back ourselves into a corner, a very lonely corner.
Facts.
Mhm.
Okay, exactly. There's a fine line between boundaries and self sabotage. And I swear mine moves every Tuesday through Friday. And I say Tuesday through Friday because Monday is the fresh new week and Sunday is a blessing. So we try to avoid those 2 days, just in particular.
Little breaks from self-sabotage here
Yes.
and there.
Yes.
Okay. So today, we're breaking down the difference between being picky and being aligned.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what does picky even mean to people? Let's start here. What does too picky even mean?
Yeah,
Because people will call you picky for anything, correct?
exactly. And most of the time, picky is just someone else not liking your standards.
Or it could mean your list is a little unrealistic. Let's be honest. Some of our stuff that we ask for sometimes is a little bit unrealistic.
Th-
It's big fantasy.
Okay, that's fair. I think sometimes people can have a list that's pretty long and broad and unrealistic. That's fair. So let's define it. Picky is filtering based on preferences that may not actually impact long term compatibility.
Mm,
Selective by design is filtering based on values, alignment, and how someone shows up in your life.
okay. And that means what? Okay, so some of you all aren't picky. You're just exploring the menu before ordering, processing preferences, or figuring out the vibe. And that's not a bad thing because sometimes we got to figure out things before we get ourselves into some things.
Right. Like sometimes the dating process helps us figure out what we want, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying some people are prioritizing the wrong things sometimes. And if we're being picky and prioritizing the wrong things, dating can start to seem more transactional than relational.
Hmm.
And this isn't just an opinion, there's actually data behind the shift.
Oh, here we go with data.
Data. Studies show that people are dating less overall than they did 10 or 15 years ago.
mm,
More adults are remaining single longer.
mm.
And many say it's because they're prioritizing emotional safety, mental health, and compatibility over convenience.
Translation, reality. People are tired of wasting time. That's all.
Exactly. Okay, but here's the flip side. Some research also shows that dating apps have increased choice overload.
Mm.
So that means people swipe more, commit less, and always think that something better is coming or someone better is coming.
Well, because if you have something already, sometime in your mind, you think you get something even better than what you already have.
Right.
So now people are not picky. They're just got options.
Or the illusion of options,
mm,
right?
mm,
So,
okay.
this is where I want to introduce something that I use with my clients.
Okay.
It's called the vibe framework because this is how you figure out if you're being picky or if you're actually being selective by design.
All right. So break down this for people.
All right. So, it's an acronym, right? VIBE. V for values. What actually matters to you at your core? Lifestyle, faith, family, growth. We're talking about those things that are really important to you and non negotiable.
Mm,
I, intentions. Why are you dating? Why are they dating? Is it just for fun, to hook up, for long term commitment, for marriage?
mm,
It's important to have your intentions aligned because somebody's feelings are going to get hurt if you
mm,
don't. Boundaries, what you will and will not tolerate,
mhm.
physically, emotionally, sexually, time wise, financial wise. And E, your expectations, what you expect a relationship to look like. And these may be things that you're looking for, but they're negotiable, right?
Mhm.
So here's the truth. You're not too picky if you're choosing based on
Mm.
values. You might be too picky if you're choosing based on preferences that don't actually sustain a relationship.
Mm. So, in so many words, um, basically, you gotta have the vibe in order to
You got to vibe.
get down and get along with somebody.
Yeah, you got to
Y'all
vibe.
gotta vibe together,
You got to vibe with each other.
AKA VIBE, AKA your acronym that you just made up. Okay.
Yeah.
So picky versus selective design.
hmm
All right, let's make this real. Give me some examples.
Okay. Picky looks like he has to be 6'2" or taller.
Check,
Sh- she has to look a certain way.
check,
He has to have six pack abs.
check,
She has to have a big old booty.
check,
They have to check every single box.
check, check.
Those those are preferences, not predictors of relationship success.
Mm,
But if we're selective by design, it looks like, do we share values? Are they emotionally available? Can we communicate effectively?
mm,
And do I feel safe and respected? These actually determine relationship health.
mm. So basically, in realistic terms,
hmm
picky is about the packaging,
hmm
selective by design is about the product itself.
Exactly.
Kind of like an Amazon delivery.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's not the packaging, it's about the product itself if you're being selective.
Mm,
Picky is about the packaging. I
mm.
love that. That's a great
So
analogy.
you can have dirty packaging, but the product itself is nice and clean.
Um, I mean, not too dirty.
Or you can have it's kind of like when I package people
Uh-huh.
gifts for Christmas.
Mhm.
I really don't package, but the product itself,
Product is great.
people are happy at the
Yes.
product,
Yes.
and you don't have
Yes.
to package.
Right. But don't use this as an excuse to, like, show up to your first date without taking a shower or something.
No, because the product stinks, and you need to put that package back in the freaking mailbox and go back home.
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay, so let me ask you
so
something.
let's have some real talk.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think people are single because they're too picky or because they finally learned what does and doesn't work for them?
Let me see. So in my realistic viral mind, I think
Mm.
it's both.
Mhm.
Some people evolve, like I say myself, I evolve and I'm still evolving.
Mm.
Some people got traumatized and now they are dating with their checklist longer than CVS receipts, which everybody know CVS receipts is long because every time I go to CVS, I'm like, you know what? No receipts. It comes to my email or come
Yeah.
text me.
Yeah. You can say that again. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, so let's talk about when selective by design can turn into self sabotage. This is where we have to be honest. Sometimes what we call standards are actually fear, avoidance, or unresolved hurt.
Okay. So basically, I'm protecting my peace,
hmm
can turn into I'm avoiding vulnerability.
Exactly.
Mm.
Selective by design dating still requires risk. There's nothing that's going to be 100% safe.
Okay. All right.
So let's give people something that they can actually use. Is this a value or a preference? Will this matter in 5 to 10 years?
Hmm. Is that why everybody always asks, what is your 5-year goal and what is your 10-year goal? Which
Yeah.
in reality, you can just say something and you don't really know what it is, but you
hmm
just think you know what it is. So you just say, hey, I want to be rich or I want to be wealthy. I want to be, retired,
Right.
but you got to think reality. What do you really want to do the next 5 years? Because next 5 years can come like that.
Right. Well, and also like little things that a person does. If you're being picky, something small like, I mean, I don't know, maybe they snort when they laugh and
Hmm.
you're like, oh, I can't deal with that. But is that really going to matter in 5 or 10 years when you're building a life with someone?
Yes. In reality, yeah, that's still gonna be a bothersome, but those other little things you look at that overshadow that one little thing that you may not like about that person.
Right, right. Because nobody's gonna 100% never get on your nerves or never do
Yes.
anything that's maybe a little annoying or
I get on
something
my
like
own
that.
nerves, so how the hell I'm gonna say you ain't gonna get on my
I
nerves?
get on my own nerves sometimes.
Yes.
Exactly. So another question is, does the standard protect me or isolate me? Right? So does having the standard create boundaries that are healthy, right? Or does it keep me from relationships altogether?
It could be both, you know, it could protect you and it could keep you away from relationships. But
Hmm.
sometimes you could be overprotected where you let your blessing walk away.
Very true. Amen to that. And am I looking for alignment or perfection? When we're looking for alignment, it's, do we share enough of the same values and understand intentions and boundaries so that we can build a life together?
Mhm.
Or am I looking for everything that I've ever wanted on my list to be checked off and they have to be perfect and meet everything in order for me to
Okay,
be?
so basically they're God walking on this earth.
Yeah,
Which if that's the
basically.
case, then you're
Not
not
going
a
to
human
happen.
being. So I
Right.
think alignment is the I think alignment fits,
Hmm.
but people still look for perfection.
Yeah.
And if you look for perfection, then you're looking for total loss.
Right. Well, not to mention my idea of perfection might be different than your idea of perfection,
Mm.
right? So, what's that saying? People say they're not perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yes,
That's
yes.
alignment.
Because perfection will have you single forever,
Yeah.
pretty much. Talking about, I'm just waiting on God when God's been sent
Sent to
3
you
good options
person after
already to
person
you.
after person.
They sent 3 good options to you, and you still say you waiting on God. Come on now.
And God's sitting there like, oh,
That's crazy. God is looking at you like, "Bro, sis, you need to go ahead and figure out what you want because I
God.
already sent you 3,
Yeah. And
maybe
he's
even 4."
passing them up, passing them up.
So, alright, quick fire.
Okay. Too picky or selective by design? I won't date someone who's been divorced.
Mm,
Mm,
that's hard.
yeah.
That's hard. I mean, it just depends, man. I mean, it depends, you know, what type of divorce you're going through.
Yeah.
Are you going divorce that we still living together? Are you going to divorce that I divorced them, you
Hmm.
know, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, but, you know, I'm over my whole past situation, so I'm not ready for a new situation. Because you could be divorced, but still not be over the
Yeah.
situation.
Well, and
And I never been divorced, so I don't know, but I'm
Mhm.
just saying a lot of divorcees that I've met and I've helped understand why they don't need to be out here in this single world, and they realize, "Damn, I need to be married again."
I need to get back into it. Well, I don't think there's a difference between I've been divorced once and I've been divorced 8 times,
Yeah, it's a common factor,
right?
and it's
Right.
probably you.
Yeah, for 8 times, probably
Yes.
might wanna go sit on that lady's couch, like they say.
Yes.
My couch.
Yeah.
What about I need emotional availability? Is that picky or selective by
I
design?
need emotional availability.
Mhm,
I mean, that's available. I think that's it's not picky. I mean, because we all have emotions, no matter if you're a man or a woman, no matter if
mhm,
you're hardcore or friendly, whatever you are, you got some kind of emotion. So
yeah.
I think that is, you know, it's available by design
Yeah, it's definitely selected by design because
or
emo
selected by design.
yeah, because emotional availability is, I think, a cornerstone of having a really healthy, successful
Yes.
relationship. You have to be willing to be emotionally available, you have to be willing to be vulnerable to a certain extent in order for it to work.
But I think when you come from, um, and there's a lot of people that come from my age where we were raised in a non-emotional type of
Mhm,
parentinghood, where if you showed your emotions, you were, you know, called something out of the book. You know, you were not a man. And
mm,
that was said by a lot of people in my life, you know, personally.
mhm,
Um, if you cry because you couldn't get certain things or couldn't do certain things, you know, you better get up and you better suck them tears up before I put this
mm,
belt to your butt. So, you know, a lot of people back in the days don't know how to show emotions, you know, compared to today, a lot of people show emotions,
yeah,
you know, and they show a lot of things that we didn't grow up to see
yeah,
in general.
and
People
that's
sometimes get called sensitive, which is not
yes.
sensitive, it's just who you are. You're an emotional person.
Right. Yes, I'm a person that, well, I say now I feel my feelings more. I think I used to suppress them more back when I was younger. And so I guess, would be considered sensitive and emotional because I feel my feelings, right?
Mhm.
But what you're talking about is definitely sort of related to attachment styles,
Yeah.
and that's a whole other conversation. So maybe we'll do that in the
Mm.
future. But okay, what about they have to text me back within an hour?
Man, that's picky, man. Come
That's
on
picky.
now. I could care less if you text me an hour or a day. Now, if you text me past 2, 3 days, I know something is wrong because everybody has their phone with them no matter what.
Hmm.
People do not even let their phone go dead. If they do, they're up trying to charge something. So can you
Right.
text somebody just to say, "Hey, I'm busy," or, "Hey, I want to see how you was doing." That's a quick 5-minute, 3-minute text,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
agree. And I mean, listen, we have jobs, we have
Yes.
things to do, we have errands to run. I think it's unrealistic to expect that someone has to text you back within an hour. Sometimes it might be within an hour, but not every time.
No,
Yeah,
no.
and that's okay. All right.
So it is. We just want to make these questions were asked because basically we want to make this a playful debate.
Yep.
We want people to ask themselves these questions. We want people to understand why, you know, these questions are being asked, and it is different opinions.
Mhm.
Opinions does not mean that you hate each other. Opinions just mean
Right.
that hey, we got a different view on things.
Right.
And to me, I love when there's a different view on things because it says you have a mind of your own.
Mm. Good point.
So so let's do this. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
being picky isn't the problem,
It is not, but being unclear is.
and being unrealistic.
Yeah.
Man,
It
I want the big booty. I want the big breast. I want the freaking Botox. I want all this good stuff. Guess what?
Yeah.
I don't want no more bills.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta pay for all that. That's not fun.
Yes.
Mm-mm. So the goal isn't to lower your standards, it's to raise your awareness.
So whether you're dating,
Or taking a break from dating,
make
make sure
sure
you
you're
choosing from
clarity
clarity,
and not
not
fear.
fear. And if this episode helped you think about your dating standards differently,
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with someone who swears they're not picky, but might need to hear
yeah.
this.
Also, scan the code at the end of the episode to join our online community and take our Am I Too Picky quiz. It's a fun way to evaluate where you may fall on the picky spectrum. You can also access a PDF with our vibe framework.
We'll see you next time on Build
Build different.
Different. Later, y'all. Peace out.